Hi guys! So today I wanted to take you a little bit behind the scenes of what happens before I even sit down and create a mini album. Now sometimes I go with the flow and I design as I go, but other times when I get an idea on my head, I try to put it on paper before I forget, especially if I don't have the time at the moment to create a mini album. My mind just wants to play with some new ideas, and I need to get them down on paper. So as you can see, I start by simply sketching some of the pages that I want to add. And for example, for these layouts, you are going to see a lot of waterfalls and windows that I want to play with in that way. Create some different openings, so makes the album a little bit more different and interactive. So when I am creating the skeleton of the album, I design the layouts and I don't worry too much about the sizes and the measurements. I just try to put my ideas down and then worry about that later. So over here you can see that on the first page I made kind of like a gatefold with a waterfall inside. What is different about these page compared to other albums that I made is that I want to play with the element of surprise, and this is why I want to do the windows. And then also I want an album to be fun but also functional, so that is why I'm going to be incorporating a lot of different types of waterfalls. So for this page too, I decided to do a double waterfall feature. Now this waterfall is going to be square, that way we can incorporate any orientation, for the pictures, either landscape or portrait. Again, I have those windows on the first layout of the waterfalls to display the first picture on the back. On the third page, I wanted to do something a little bit more complex, I guess, in terms of sketching. So I did a 3A and 3B. So 3A basically is the cover, and for the cover of the page I do have a window to display what is under. And then for the part B is basically after you open that top cover. So the idea is for the cover to open up and down, and then you reveal what is being drafted on page 3, which is basically 4 different layouts that will open to the sides. So for page 4, I wasn't really sure of what I was going to do next, but I like to keep with the flow, and even though I didn't have a clear idea at this point, I just started sketching something out, and usually that's the way it goes. As I am sketching, I start coming out with these ideas. So as I did the first square on the left, I decided to do like an accordion opening, and then I did the same on the right side. And then I was thinking about a closure for that page, so I decided to add like a pocket on the bottom. So once we close our accordion fold, we will use some tags and photo mats to keep that page closed. So that is what I'm drafting there. for this next page, I decided to do a belly band. So what is different from other belly bands that I made is that this one is actually a very large type of belly band, and I want the insert on the inside to be just like a little flip book on its own. So I started sketching that and playing with that idea. So I figured if the insert is something a little bit more dynamic than just a photo mat, then it will be really, good to have more options to put pictures down. And I guess I forgot that I also wanted this belly band to have a window to continue with the window theme of the book. So even though I didn't sketch that on the video, I did add that after I did some revisions. On this next page, I wanted to have a pocket on the side, and then I decided to make that pocket open up, so that is what you see. And then I am adding some photo mats just so I remember that that is a pocket. And then I do make some little marks like this little arrow to remind myself that my intention is for this pocket to open to the side. So then I decided to add like a little hidden waterfall inside of the opening of the pockets, and just to continue with the waterfall theme. So then I started to do the inside covers. So for the inside front cover, I wanted to bring back some of the window elements. So I started sketching out this little opening, and I wanted to make that opening into a window. And then I do the same type of feature on the bottom. So then I decided to make these two photo mats into like a accordion fold. So I go back and forth sometimes with my ideas. So I make that one on the bottom, and then I go back and do the same for the top. So then I go ahead and make that window on the top a little bit larger. So I want it to be long enough to cover the whole page, kind of like a closure for it. So it should close and keep both of those layouts kind of on the inside. Then I add another little piece on the bottom to, you know, complete the closure, and maybe add some magnets or something for that page. So now I'm working on the inside back cover. So for this one, I also wanted to do a belly band. This belly band will have a window as well. And I want this belly band to be large enough to hold a booklet. So I will be adding like about a 1/4 inch gusset to this belly band. So I do went ahead and sketch out another little piece that will basically be the insert for the belly band. So after I'm done designing the pages, I go and start thinking about what size I want this album to be. So something to keep in mind is don't worry about the measurements too much. Just simply sit down and sketch out your ideas, and then you can work around the measurements that you want your album to be, and then just scale down your layouts from there. And you can even apply these layouts to any size if you just cut in proportional to your page. Now, since I have a lot of waterfalls and what I wanted to do is have a lot of volume, I am deciding to do a 3/4 inch gusset, as you can see. So this is kind of like a quick reference on how I come up with the size of my spine by counting how many signatures and how many pages I have. So that is it. That is my thinking process when I am designing a mini album. Even if I don't have time to sit down and do it, I like to sketch it out sometimes. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.